Now I invite you to just gently close your eyes as we enter into our time of meditation. Just close your eyes and root your feet to the earth and just let your hands lay where they may naturally, just keeping them in their natural state. Just allowing the breath to flow naturally and just your body mold to the chair or the floor or wherever it is that you may lay if you're at home. And for today's meditation, I ask you to think about the words inner peace. That inner peace that resides within you, no matter the circumstance that's happening in the outside world. There's always that place where peace resides within. So I ask you to imagine that you're standing at the end of a hallway. Straight ahead, you see a closed door, but you see light around the door. And that light is beckoning you to come closer, so you begin to walk towards the door. Feeling that pull as you get closer and closer. And you approach the door and you decide to reach down and grab the knob and open the door. And when you do, you feel yourself bathed by this beautiful warm light, warming you from your head all the way down to your feet. A light that brings you contentment and joy and just makes you feel so alive in that moment. And you look straight ahead and you see the most beautiful beach. Beautiful blue ocean. Waves just gently rolling and gently breaking as they reach the sand. Perhaps you're alone on the beach, or someone or something you love is right there with you. And you feel nothing but pure peace and contentment in that moment. Maybe you dip your toes in the water. Maybe you just stand on the beach. It doesn't matter. The only thing that you know and you feel in that moment is just pure inner peace. Maybe the divine is speaking something to you at this moment. Maybe thoughts or words are coming to mind. And you pay attention, yet you still just allow yourself to be immersed in this inner peace. Gentle breeze on your face. The feel of the sand or water between your toes. The perfect weather in this moment. The seagulls singing their song as they fly through the air. The gentle sound of the waves. And I ask you to just remain in this moment, this state of bliss, this state of inner peace, as we enter into our moment of silence. As you continue, or as you bring your awareness back to this present moment, this beautiful ocean is a place that is a part of you. That inner peace that resides within you always. This inner sanctuary that is there for you to go back to at any moment you choose. It only requires that you remember. That you remember and you visit at any time you wish, as often as you wish. That place of inner peace where the waves are always gently crashing, the birds are always singing, and the sand is always warm beneath your toes. That inner peace that is always there. And so it is. Namaste. Thank you, Joy. Sounds like you've got a really neat mother. Well, we thank her as well. All right, so today is something that comes around, I think it's like 4 times a year or something like that, but it's a 5th Sunday. So yeah, I think it's like 4 times a year. Help me out here, Pete. Okay, yeah. Okay. But today, so I wanted it to be, as such, I want it to be just a little bit different. That's just to kind of give you a hint of some up and coming 5th Sundays, how you might not really know what to expect when we walk in. Now, today's not going to be too far off. I told Rich Hall that I was going to stand up and dance the whole service, but, I won't ever do that. Poor Rich, he was just right there. He's like, well, he was willing to humor me, you could tell. So, but anyway, I won't do that. But one of the things that, I often think about is a life well lived. And, some of you may know and some of you may not, but when I was in the Air Force, I was a medic. And during that time, I sat with people sometimes as they made their transitions. Or I was in the room, when they were sitting with their families right before they would make their transitions. And I also sat with my mother-in-law when she made hers in 2016. Both Mindy and I were there for her. And I'm sure some of you in the room have done something very similar with people that have made theirs. Now, sometimes I wasn't around people when they spoke some of their seemingly last words, as we like to say, but I was with my mother-in-law. And she kept talking about this cherished desk that she really liked and how she wanted to make sure that Mindy kept that desk because it was very special to her. I believe it was one of the first things that she and Mindy's father had bought together. As a couple. So she wanted Mindy to keep it. And she also talked about her grandchildren and how she wanted to see her grandchildren and be with them before she made her transition. And no, today's not going to be all about death and making transitions, but rather living life and how those that have made their transitions have often given us the best advice on how to truly live life, from a different perspective. So today I'm going to share advice that was given by a young woman by the name of Holly Butcher. Now, Holly was a young woman whose body was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 26, and she was given a short time left to live on this earth. Now, Holly Butcher posted her advice to the world 24 hours before she made her transition, and this was her message. It's a strange thing to realize and accept your mortality at 26 years young. It's just one of those things you ignore. The days tick by, and you just expect they will keep on coming until the unexpected happens. I always imagined myself growing old, wrinkled, and gray, most likely caused by the beautiful family, lots of kiddos I planned on building with the love of my life. I want that so bad it hurts. That's the thing about life. It is fragile, precious, and unpredictable. And each day is a gift, but not a given right. Those times you're whining about ridiculous things, something I have noticed so much these past few months, just think about someone who is really facing an issue. Be grateful for your minor issue and get over it. It's okay to acknowledge that something is annoying, but try not to carry on about it and negatively affect other people's days. Once you do that, get out there and take a freaking big breath of that fresh, and she's Australian, so she says Aussie air. But we'll just say air. That fresh Aussie air deep in your lungs. Look at how blue the sky is and how green the trees are. It is so beautiful. Think about how lucky you are to be able to do just that, to breathe. You might have got caught in bad traffic today, or had a bad sleep because your beautiful babies kept you awake, or your hairdresser cut your hair too short. Your new fake nails might have got a chip, or you have cellulite and your belly is wobbling. Let all that stuff go. I swear you will not be thinking of those things when it is your turn to go. It is all so insignificant when you look at life as a whole. I'm watching my body waste away right before my eyes with nothing I can do about it. And all I wish for now is that I could have just one more birthday or Christmas with my family, or just one more day with my partner and dog, just one more. I hear people complaining about how terrible work is or about how hard it is to exercise. Be grateful you are physically able to. Work and exercise may seem like such trivial things until your body doesn't allow you to do either of them. I tried to live a healthy life, in fact. That was probably my major passion. Appreciate your good health and functioning body, even if it isn't your ideal size. Look after it and embrace how amazing it is. Move it and nourish it with fresh food. Don't obsess over it. Remember, there are more aspects to good health than the physical body. Work just as hard on finding your mental, emotional, and spiritual happiness too. That way you might realize just how insignificant and unimportant having this stupidly portrayed perfect social media body really is. While on this topic, delete any account that pops up on your news feed that gives you any sense of feeling bad about yourself. Friend or not, be ruthless for your own well-being. Be grateful for each day you don't have pain, and even the days where you are unwell with a flu, a sore back, or a sprained ankle. Accept it, but be thankful it isn't life-threatening and will go away. Whine less, people, and help each other more. Give, give, give. It is true that you gain more happiness doing things for others than doing them for yourself. I wish I did this more. Since I have been sick, I have met the most incredibly giving and kind people and been the receiver of the most thoughtful and loving words and support from my family, friends, and strangers, more than I could ever give in return. I will never forget this, and we will be forever grateful to all of these people. It is a weird thing having money to spend at the end when you're dying. It's not a time you go out and buy material things that you usually would, like a new dress. It makes you think how silly it is that we think it is worth spending so much money on new clothes and things in our lives. Buy your friends something kind instead of another dress, beauty product, or jewelry for the next wedding. No one cares if you wear the same thing twice. It feels good. Take them out for a meal, or better yet, cook them a meal. Give or buy them a plant, a massage, or a candle, and tell them you love them when you give it to them. Value other people's time. Don't keep them waiting because you are bad at being on time. Get ready earlier if you're one of those people, and appreciate that your friends want to share their time with you, not sit by themselves waiting on a mate. You will gain respect. Amen, sister, she says. This year, our family agreed to do no presents, and despite the tree looking rather sad and empty, I nearly cracked at Christmas Eve, she says. It was so nice because people didn't have the pressure of shopping, and the effort went into writing a nice card for each other. Plus, imagine my family trying to buy me a present knowing they would probably end up with it themselves. Strange. It might seem lame, but those cards mean more to me than any impulse purchase could. Mind you, it was also easier to do in our house because we had no kiddies there. Anyway, moral of the story, presents are not needed for a meaningful Christmas. Move on. Use your money on experiences, or at least don't miss out on experiences because you spent all your money on material stuff. Put in the effort to do that day trip to the beach you keep putting off. Dip your feet in the water and dig your toes in the sand. Wet your face with salt water. Get amongst nature. Try enjoying and being in moments rather than capturing them through the screen of your phone. Life isn't meant to be lived through a screen, nor is it about getting the perfect photo. Enjoy the bloody moment, people. Stop trying to capture it for everyone else. Get up early sometimes and listen to the birds while you watch the beautiful colors the sun makes as it rises. Listen to music. Really listen. Music is therapy. Older is best. Cuddle your dog. Far out. I will miss that. Talk to your friends. Put down your phone. Are your friends doing okay? Travel if it's your desire. Don't if it's not. Work to live. Don't live to work. Seriously, do what makes your heart feel happy. Eat the cake. Zero guilt. Say no to things you don't really want to do. Don't feel pressured to do what other people might think is a fulfilling life. You might want a mediocre life, and that's so okay. Tell your loved ones you love them every time you get the chance, and love them with everything you have. Also, remember, if something is making you miserable, you do have the power to change it. In work or love, whatever it may be, have the guts to change it. You don't know how much time you've got on this earth, so don't waste it on being miserable. I know that it is said all the time, but it couldn't be more true. Anyway, that's just this one young gal's life advice. Take it or leave it, I don't mind. Oh, and one last thing, if you can. Do a good deed for humanity and myself and start regularly donating blood. It will make you feel good with the added bonus of saving lives. I feel like it is something that is so overlooked, and considering every donation can save 3 lives. That is a massive impact each person can have, and the process really is so simple. Blood donation, more bags than I could keep up with counting, have helped keep me alive for an extra year. A year I will be forever grateful that I got to spend it here on earth with my family, friends, and dog. A year I had some of the greatest times of my life. Till we meet again, Holly. So Rumi once said, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. So it really all starts within ourselves. All these things that Holly mentioned, this all starts within ourselves. You know, it's all a matter of our perception, but it all starts right inside here. We can't expect those things that are outside of ourselves to bring us that inner peace and that contentment. You know, we can certainly try to transform the world into a perfect fit, or we can change ourselves to fit the world, right? No one said that life was always going to feel so great. You know, the rainbows and unicorns. Nobody always said it was going to be that way, or that the smooth waters would never get choppy. It's what we do when those waters get choppy that makes all the difference. You know, we can try to fight it all we can. You know, we can go below deck and close our eyes and put our fingers in our ears and act like it's not really happening. Or we can stay up on top and we can grab onto the nearest thing and just hold on with all of our might and just ride it out, despite the fact that it's bumpy. We can just ride it out and go towards it and move through it and gain more strength when we do. But see, the choice of living a life well lived is ours. It's always ours. And remember to do what makes your heart happy and to eat the cake. Zero guilt. Namaste.